Okay, so ako ulit.
This call is now being recorded.
Okay, so ako ulit. Nagbabalik. Okay, so um, let's continue on our the next system, no, that are connected to our ears, no. I mean the system of our pandinig, on how we hear. So last meeting we talked about a different, I mean, how this stimuli receive, no, from our pinna or the outer layer of our tawag dito, of our ear, no, that is moving towards inside, I mean inside, and our I mean sense of hear, and then this sound waves and vibration moves inside, I mean towards inside our ear, and then this vibration, I mean our tympanic membrane will vibrate, no, and then the three bones in our ear, which is the malleus, incus, and stapes, are moving, and then it bumps. The stapes bumps on the part of the cochlea, and then the cochlea will and the fluid inside the cochlea will vibrate also and move, and the hair, I mean bundle of hair cells inside the cochlea will be open, no, and then the ions I mean ions inside, I mean the ions is papasok doon sa mga hair cells na yun, and there is a neurotransmitters there that will release from the bundle of I mean the sa baba ng hair cells natin, and then it will generate an electrical signals towards to our auditory nerve, to our brainstem or the medulla also, and then on the thalamus, and then this thalamus will relate to the primary auditory cortex natin. No? Now, let's talk about the vestibular. Diba last meeting sinabi ko there is two parts of the system, which is the hearing and the equilibrium. Now we will talk about the equilibrium. Now, this is the vestibular sensation. So this is the sense of balance and spatial orientation. Okay. So this is located in the inner ear, no? And also, the vestibular system is very essential kasi this is how we maintain our equilibrium, okay, and stability. So as well as our coordinating our eye movements with our head movements, and it helps us to stay upright, you know, and avoid falling from the gravity, and then navigate our surroundings. Now, our vestibular sensation or vestibular organs consists of the three, no, which is the subcule, ayan, makikita niyo dyan, the subcule, the utricle, and the three semicircular canals. Okay, so let's talk about first um the otolith organ. Actually, the vestibular organ consists of the otolith organs. Okay. Alam ba tong otolith organs na ito? The otolith organs is OTOLITH organs. Okay. The otolith organs consists of two, which is the subcule and the utricle, and the three semicircular canals. Okay. Now, the semicircular canals is a three fluid filled with tubes. And makikita nyo dyan, parang mayroon siyang tube. Pa ganun. Yan. Kikita nyo dyan, ayan yung parang siyang tube, parang siyang ribbon type. No? That is the semicircular canals. Okay. We have the anterior semicircular canal, lateral or horizontal semicircular canal, and then we have the posterior semicircular canal. Now we have the otolith organs. The otolith organs is two small sacs, SACS. No, sacs. Yung parang um, spider sacs. Yung lalagyanan ng mga anak, ng mga eggs ng spider. which is the utricle and the saccule. Now, this is filled with gelatinous substance containing calcium. No, I mean calcium carbonate crystals. Perfect. Calcium carbonate crystals. Again, these two sacs, which is the utricle and saccule, contains filled with a gelatinous substance, no, which is calcium carbonate crystals called otoliths. Kaya siya tinawag otolith organs. Ayan. So this is very sensitive with a linear acceleration and gravity. No? So I mean, the vestibular system responsible kasi siya um, with maintaining our balance, no? For posture, no? Spatial orientation. So, example na lang siguro. So, if you're using your cycle in a day in a daily basis or in a situation. So, ako, let's say ako, nag-enter ako sa elevator, no? Tapos parang na-feel ko na parang yung papunta akong fifth floor, galing akong ground floor. Tapos parang papunta ako, I mean, pataas ako, tapos na-feel ko yung pataas siya ng ganar. Okay, so parang may sudden upward movement kang mararamdaman, 'di ba? Na ano niyo yun, napansin niyo yun, 'no? Ang responsible kasi dun is the saccule. Yung feeling na gano'n is responsible dun si saccule, okey? Again, kunyari ako, pupunta ako nasa ground floor ako, then pupunta ako ng fifth floor, then parang mawawala yung kaluluwa ko o kaya pababa. Puwede din pababa 'no, pababa, I mean sa elevator parang matatanggal yung kaluluwa mo gano'n. 'Di ba parang may moment na gano'n, parang mafe-feel mo na gano'n. So, ang responsible kasi dun sa acceleration na yun is the saccule, okey. Now, how about the utricle? Siguro explain na lang natin, siguro sa mga nagmomotor, nagba-bike o kaya alam mo yung throttle effect? Throttle effect. Okay. The throttle effect is a very, very bad therapy. Kasi, usually using the throttle effect kasi, yung mga motorista kasi yun, no? So, parang there is a therapy para sa kanila nakaka-ease ng problem or nakaka-ease ng bad tension sa body kapag sobrang bilis nung pag-drive nila ng motor. That is the throttle effect, no? Or throttle therapy, no? And a very, very bad. I do not recommend that therapy, no? But for the knowledge lang, that is throttle effect or the throttle therapy. Na parang if they have like the bad tension inside their body, like galit sila, aggressive, parang gusto nilang mais, no? Usually sa mga motorista ganun. And then magda-drive sila ng motor ta's mabilis. Yung hangin, that is a throttle effect kasi, 'no, parang nagkakaroon, nai-ease yung ano. Kaya napapansin niyo din yung mga minsang, umiinom ng alak tapos meron silang motor, magda-drive pa sila. Parang after 'di ba inom sila ng alak and then after nilang mag-drive parang medyo nawawala yung amat sila, something like that. So may mga gano'ng effect. That is yung parang hangin kasi, yung I mean, ano ng hangin sa kanila. Okay. Now, bakit siya related kay Yuchiko? Kasi yung speeding forward, 'no, lalo na kung let's say kapag naka-close ka na, ta's nafe-feel mo yung bilis. Bilis. Feel mo yung bilis ng ano mo, ng tawag dito, feel mo yung bilis ng pag-drive mo, yung motion ba, no? Now, detecting the motion, detecting the speed while driving a motor, ang responsible doon is the utricle. Okay, so yan. So, then paano naman ito kapag papunta ng brain? Na I mean the vestibular sensation towards to I mean pathway to the brain, no. Now, number one is mayroon tayong mga vestibular receptors. No? Dun sa mga vestibular receptors natin, which is the hair cells. Okay. Na located dyan sa tatlong um, part ng vestibular sensation natin, which is the semicircular canal, utricle, tsaka saccule. Now, these receptors detect and changes in the head position and motion. Pwedeng rotational, pwedeng linear, diba? Now, number two is there is a vestibular nerve, no? Yan, kikita niyo dyan. May vestibular nerve dyan sa presentation. And then this vestibular nerve, the information gathered na by the hair cells, tapos i-transmit niya to the vestibular nerves. Para siyang auditory nerves, ganun. And then this vestibular nerves, part siya dyan part ng vestibular nerve is the I mean, vestibulocochlear nerve. Yun pala. Specific, specific part under vestibular nerve is vestibulocochlear nerve. Okay. Doon nata-transmit yung mga information. Okay. Tapos we have the vestibular nuclei. Now this vestibular nerve carries signals to the vestibular nuclei. Okay? And then under na yun ng brainstem actually. And the pons and medulla. Okay. Now, dadaan siya with our cerebellum. Okay. Cerebellum. Now, some signals came from the vestibular nuclei are sent directly down sa cerebellum. Di ba yung cerebellum is responsible for our movement? Di ba? Fine controlling movement of our body. Correct? Di ba? So, bakit meron siya ganun? Biglang ganun. Di ba siya fine? Siyempre, i-control mo siya. Kunyari, your head, you will control your head, di ba? Hindi naman siya like iikot na lang bigla ng gano'n. Parang kung may nakita ka dito directly, bigla siyang pupunta siya doon. That's a fine pa rin eh. Fine movement pa rin eh. Concise movement. Okay. Now, yun nga. And then, i-coordination with our balance and motor control. Now, those signals, pupunta na siya sa thalamus. Okay. Tapos, pupunta na sa cerebral cortex. And then, yun na. Doon na siya mag-end. Now, yun na yung yun na yung labas. I mean, once you move your head or once you feel the sensation with your balance. Kaya, 'di ba, sabi ko sa inyo, yung mga nakakainom ng alak and then hindi na nila kaya, parang nagkakaroon sila ng problem with their balance, no? Parang nagde-drunk na sila diyan, natutumba na sila, hindi na tama yung paglakad nila. So, pag ganun kasi, pag meron ng alcohol sa katawan, yung vestibular sensation natin is hindi na rin siya tama. Okay? So that is the vestibular sensation. Now let's talk about the somatosensory. Somatosensory. Pag sinabing somatosensory, this is our sense of touch. Okay. So that is our sense of touch. Now, here, the somatosensor, there is a lot of receptors. Because it's a total body, di ba? Total, our largest organ is our skin. So, lahat yan, meron siyang receptor. So, medyo madami. Okay. Meron tayong tinatawag, let's talk about first, the free nerve endings. Okay. Location ng free nerve endings is any skin area. Okay. Any skin area. Now, nagre-respond ito sa pain, yan, temperature, heat, cold. Pag nilalamig kayo. Aray! Naramdaman ng free nerve endings ko. Ang sakit. kinarot kayo, may kumagat na lamok. Aray! Yung free nerve endings ko naramdaman niyo yung pain. Yeah, sosyal. Balat mo lang naman yun eh, di ba? Parang may ganun. Tapos nilalamig ako. Yung receptor ko na free nerve endings naramdaman. So that is how, I mean, the free nerve endings respond. Okay. Now for the hair, tawag dito, the next one, actually yung hair natin, yung mga hair dito, lahat naman tayo may hair, di ba? Sa skin natin. Posibleng wala. Meron yan. Hindi lang siguro siya visible, pero meron. No? Merong maliliit. Kahit ba sabihin mo na, ay, parang wala naman, di naman ako hairy. Ganun. No. Hindi nga lang siya visible, pero there is, I mean, hairs all throughout your body, no? That is the receptor actually. Yung hair natin is a follicle receptors. Follicle is FOLLICLE receptor, no? So, siya rin. So, meron din tayo dito tinatawag na, asan na siya? Yan, root hair plexus. Ayan. Root hair plexus or yung hair follicle receptors natin. Yan naman yung mga hair-covered skin, yung movement of hairs, ganun. So, ito. Yan. So, makikita nyo dyan, ayan, sa, ito kasi yung anatomy natin ng skin. Ayan. Anatomy. This is the epidermis, yung nasa labas, and then yung nasa baba banda is the dermis, no? Okay, now the root hair plexus is yan, naka-attach siya dun sa hair natin, hair follicle or follicle receptor. Okay? So naka-attach siya doon sa ayan. So itong root hair plexus natin or hair follicle is yan, hair covered skin siya and also yung movement ng hair, no, responsible siya diyan. Tapos meron din tayo dito tinatawag na ayan, Messner corpuscles. Corpuscles. Messner corpuscles. Yan. Sensitive siya sa touch. No? Ito yung mga hairless areas. Like the palms, soles, lips, nipples, navel, belly button, genitals, and eyelids. Ito mga palm natin, wala tong mga hair actually. Wala siyang hair. So, ang tawag dyan is Messner corpuscles. Corpuscles. Okay. Now, meron din tayong tinatawag na Pacinian corpuscles. Sa pressure naman ito, when we having the pressure here, pressure there, ma'am, pressure po. Yes. Yung masahista. Pacinian corpuscles, no? Okay, so, yeah. So, responsible siya kung kailan nakakaramdam tayo ng pressure. Yung part na yan ng skin natin ang responsible. Okay? Tapos, meron din tayong Merkel's disc. So, any skin area din yan. That is responsible naman siya sa static touch, no? Pag sinabing static touch, ito yung nafe-feel natin na pressure or contact from an object na na-place dito sa skin natin. Kunyari, while writing, nararamdaman nyo yung ito nyo na nakadikit dun sa table. O kaya, nakaganyan kayo. Kaya any object na naka-touch sa skin niya, that is static touch. Static touch. STATIC. Touch. So, ang responsible dyan is your Merkel's disc. Hala, naramdaman ng Merkel's disc ko. Yung object, di ba? Social. Then we have the Ruffini endings. Actually, the Pacinian corpuscles din is more on the vibration din or sudden touch. So pag nakaramdam din ng mga vibration, yun yung responsible dyan, si Pacinian corpus. Si Ruffini endings naman, this is skin stretch, no? Yung movement ng finger natin. 'Di ba yung skin natin dito na-stretch? So kapag normal lang siya, I mean, naka-neutral lang na ano, hindi siya na-stretch, nakaganyan siya naka 'Kaya 'pag naka-hang, gano'n. Kaya kapag, ah, 'yan, hindi mo siya ginagalaw, bigla siyang magko-close, 'di ba? Pero 'pag ginanon mo, stretch siya. That's Ruffini endings. So, 'pag naramdaman mo nag-stretch, once parang ini-stretch mo yung finger mo, tapos parang may nararamdaman kang mga pressure and then may nararamdaman kang nai-stretch na skin, gano'n. Ang responsible diyan is our Ruffini, no? Ruffini endings. Tapos meron din tayong, tinatawag na cross and bulbs. Ayan, nandiyan naman siya, si cross and bulbs, no? And bulbs, yan. Mostly sa mga hairless areas din siya. Though the ano naman is sensitive siya sa touch. Tapos we have the arrector pili muscles. Meron ba siya diyan? Sana wala. Now, the rector pili muscles is actually located siya diyan sa may baba din ng hair follicle natin. O kaya hair follicle receptor, no? Siguro let's say the root hair plexus, ayan. Tapos dito, arrector pili muscle. Malapit siya diyan. Now, anong ginagawa nitong, arrector pili muscles nito? This is a very tiny, no, attached to the hair follicles. When they're contract, they cause the hair stand to rest. Kaya kapag nagugulat kayo, kunyari nagugulat kayo na, "Ah, nagulat ako." Nagulat ka, tapos parang tumaas yung balahibo mo, parang na-goosebumps ka. That's actually the goosebumps, no? Ang responsible for goosebumps is the erector pili. No? Siya yung nagpapataas ng mga hair. Kaya kapag malamig, ganun. Very parang windy, tapos malamig yung weather, ganun. So parang tumatas yung balahibo ko. Kaya kapag meron kang ano, like, nasarapan ka sa pagkain. Ang sarap ng pagkain, gano'n. Tumaas yung balahibo. Okay, I mean, the responsible for that is the rector pili. Rector pili muscle. Spelling ng rector pili muscle is Arrector pili, Pili, tas muscles. Again, rector pili muscles, Arrector pili, muscles. So as we, yeah, summarize the receptors, we have the free nerve endings, any skin area, again, pain and temperature, hair follicle receptors, yan, mga hair cover skin, movement of the hair, Messner corpuscles, hairless area, movement across the skin, the same yan, corpuscles, basa ka man, day. The same yan, corpuscles, British. And skin area, and then vibration and sudden touch. You know, there's we have the Merkel disc and skin area, at yung static touch. Now, Ruffini endings, we have the any skin area, then skin stretch. Ano pa ba yung mga na-stretch na skin? Cherries. Ruffini endings, yan. And then we have the cross and valves, mostly hairless areas. Uncertain, pero ano din siya for touch. Okay. Ayan. So, ayan. So this is the our somatosensory visual pathway to the brain. So we have a feedback loop. No? Kasi having feedback loop, kung ano yung na ginawa mo sa labas, yun din yung lalabas. Pero in a different way. No? It's a feedback loop. When we say, well, an input, let's say you're holding a cup. That is the input, no? Naramdaman mo siya on your palm area. Okay. Now, the sensory will move along, will move towards inside the spinal cord. No? Tapos meron tayo dyan afferent nerve fiber. Siya yung, di ba, sa afferent natin kasi syempre na ano nga natin na ramdaman nga natin, di ba? Now, the afferent nerve fiber will go to the thalamus. No? Now, the thalamus will go to the somatosensory cortex. So, ganun siya. No? Dito, sa may chart, parang may chart dyan. The first is the input, our hand. Now, responsible for that is the mechanoreceptor. Pag sinabing mechanoreceptor, this is for the movements. No? Movements. Okay. Receptor siya ng somatosensory. Okay. That's input. Tapos papasok siya ng spinal cord natin. Now, pupunta ng thalamus and then somatosensory. Tapos pupunta siya ng high-level brain cortex natin. Now, bababa ulit yung idea, idea. No, not idea. It's the signal from the thalamus and then spinal cord. Tapos yung output niya is yung joint and muscles natin. And then, babupunta siya sa mechanoreceptor. And that's how we feel we're holding a cup. Static touch. So, ganun siya. Okay. So, mamaya later on, I do have a slide on the different receptors naman para mas maintindihan nyo ng maayos. Mas maintindihan nyo kung ano ba talaga itong mga receptors na ito. Okay? Again, you're holding a cup. That's the stimulus. Hindi mo alam na nakahawak mo yung ano. Let's say hindi mo alam na hawak mo yung cup. Pero you're holding a cup. Let's say you have the raw idea. Wala ka pang alam. Yung knowledge mo hindi pa ganun ka. Let's say you have a raw idea. And then you're holding a cup. And then that's the stimulus, and then your mechanoreceptor is responsible for that, and then this receptor will receive. Ano ba yung mechanoreceptors? Let's say the Ruffini endings, the static touch. Okay? Now, inputs, papunta na. I know, the Merkel disc. Sorry, it's Merkel disc. That's the Ruffini endings. Merkel disc. Okay. For the static touch. Okay, now for the input, pupunta ulit ng spinal cord, pupunta yung signal sa thalamus, relay, tapos punta ng somatosensory cortex, tapos yung higher level of brain, tapos, okay. So, yun pala yung signal, no? Okay, yun pala yung gusto niyang palabasin. Okay, now punta siya sa thalamus, bababa ng spinal cord, and then yung output is yung joint and muscle that you're holding a cup. Then, that's the feedback. Punta ulit ng mechanoreceptor. Iikot yun. Hanggang sa mabitawan mo yung object. So, that is the feedback loop. Ikot ang ikot yun, mararamdaman mo siya na nahawakan mo unless ibaba at mawala yung stimulus. May stop yung feedback. Okay? Claire? Now, let's talk about the chemoreceptors. Chemoreceptors, we have two. No? Why chemoreceptors? Kasi this is the usage of the chemicals na. No? Okay. Chemical stimulus. No? We have two on the chemoreceptors, the sense of taste and then the sense of smell. Okay. Now, let's talk about first the sense of taste. In our tongue map, okay, we have 5 tastes. So what are those? We have the sweet, the salty, the sour, the bitter, and then what is the last one? Apat lang yun nandito, di ba? The bitter, the sour, the sweet, and salty. Later on, malalaman nyo ano yung pang-lima. Okay. Now, let's talk about first the sweet flavors. No? Okay. Now, the sweet flavors is associated yan, sa sweet, sa bandang, ano siya, sa dulo. Here. Yan. Diyan. Hindi, not the dulo part, Makikita nyo naman dyan sa tongue map natin. So, diyan mas mataas na malasahan natin yung tamis ng pagmamahal. Charis. No, tamis ng isang pagkain. Okay, so the sweet flavor. Now, in our sweet flavor, this is mostly associated kasi siya on our organic molecules, no, that contain hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. So yung mga sugar and sugars that is served as an energy source, di ba? Kasi ang malalaman niya sa homeostasis bakit kailangan ng glucose sa katawan at bakit masama din ang sobrang glucose naman sa katawan. So when a molecule binds in the sweetness receptors, it activates the G, as in G, letter G, protein that releases a second messenger within the cell. So, yun na. People have two types of sweetness receptor action. And then, we have the salty. Yan, sa gilid naman. No? So, ito yung releasing of ions receptors for saltiness. So, nade-detect niya yung presence ng sodium. Tapos yung sodium ions sa tongue natin across its membrane. The result, ang action niya, the result will be the action potential. So yung mga chemicals na nagpe-prevent from sodium, crossing to the membrane, wini-weaken niya yung salty phase. Now we have the sour vapor. Yun nga, sa mga acidic substance like the suka, ano pa ba? Yung kilikili. Pero sa left lang. May putok sa left lang. Bakit sa left? Wala daw sa right. Doon niya daw naamoy sa left. Kaya yung putok niya sa left lang. Nag-iisa. Kidding aside, no, the sour flavor, the vinegar, and po mga sour flavor. Sinigang mix. And then the bitter. Bitter ba kayo? Charis. No, the bitter is more on containing the nitrogen and toxic substances. No? Similar din siya with our sweetness receptor. Yung mechanism kasi ng bitters receptors natin involves the G protein, activation of the G protein din. On the molecule that binds to that receptors. So, usually naman, itong bitter, syempre yung mga mapapait na karanasan. Mapapait na lasa. No? Ano ba yun, mga gamot? Alak, 'di ba? Charis. Yung ampalaya, 'di ba? And then our last is the umami. Ano yung umami? The umami is malasa. Yung nalalasahan mong parang very rich in taste. Like the seaweed, magic sarap, magic sarap. Ginisamis. MSG and the umami, no? Umami. Umami kasi it activates the glutamate, no? So yung umami receptors natin, similar siya with the mechanism of sweets and bitter receptors. So dun natin siya nalalasahan. So later on, sana magkaroon tayo ng learning task, no? with this para ma-identify natin nasaan ba yung lasa. And syempre yung spicy meron din, the spice. So ito yung taste pathways in the brain natin. Yan. 'Di ba? Ang complex. Complex, 'di ba? Pero mabilis lang yan. Mabilis lang. Now, we have here the tongue. The tongue is the receptor itself for our taste buds, no? So, etong tongue natin is meron siyang neurons joined together from the three nerves. Yan. Ano yung three nerves na yon? Number one is the circumvallate circumvallate 'di ba? Ang hirap i-pronounce. Circumvallate social. Foliate. Fungiform. Fungiform. Circumvallate. Foliate. Fungiform. So, yan. Etong circumvallate is yan siya sa may throat part, no? And then si foliate is nasa back siya ng tongue natin. Si fungiform is under siya dito sa may center. Okay. Now, the back of the receptors back of our tongue is connected siya diyan. Yan. Actually, connected sila sa isa't. Itong dalawa, si serum at saka si foliate, is connected siya. So, dadaan siya sa glossopharyngeal. No? And then si foliate at saka si fungiform is dadaan siya with this one. Okay. Alright. So, now, this nerves will travel to the medulla and pons to the brainstem. Tapos ikino-convey niya yung taste information. Saan ba galing tong taste information na to? Okay. Now, in the thalamus, the most of sensory information, yung taste information na yun, magsa-travel siya to our thalamus and to our somatosensory cortex, no? Ito located si somatosensory cortex sa parietal lobe. Now, so some information is diverted siya sa limbic system natin. Pero most of our tawag ito? The somatosensory cortex is so dadaan siya doon and then it will actually is not somatosensory. Oo, yes. Dadaan pala siya ng somatosensory cortex and then magmo-move siya into our gustatory cortex. Correct. No, pupunta siya sa somato and then kasi ano pa rin siya part pa din siya ng somatosensory and also chemoreceptor din. Yeah. So pupunta siya ng somatosensory and then pupunta na siya in our gustatory cortex. So, yeah. So some information will move to the somatosensory cortex and then some information din pupunta na siya sa gustatory cortex. Okay, so ganun lang siya. Hayaan nyo na yung type 1, type 2, and type 3 kasi hindi naman importante. Actually, hindi naman to, ito lang yung parang nagkakaroon ng action potential, no? Kapag sweet, sorry, ganyan. Dito mga taste nerves lang natin ito. I will not, expound this one kasi hindi naman na siya kailangan, no? Hindi na rin naman to mapag-aaralan ng, it's not, important siya pero hindi naman na natin kailangang i-complex. No? Kasi hindi naman ito yung totoo, hindi naman kayo nursing, like, major naman talaga totally. Okay. So, yeah. So, yun nga, pupunta yan sa somatosensory cortex, and then some information will go through the gustatory cortex natin. Okay. And yeah. So, the next one is our olfactory. Yan. Olfaction. So, sa olfaction natin, this is biological process by which an organism perceive odors. Yung pang-amoy natin. And it also involves the detection and recognition of airborne molecules. Ano ba mga airborne molecules? Like the virus, bacteria na pwedeng pumasok sa atin, inhale natin, di ba? So this serve is a vital for many, like the animals also, including humans. So sa animals, yung mga dogs, di ba, ang lalakas ng mga pang-amoy nila. And then, it's because of, I mean, ginagamit din natin 'to because of the survival, 'di ba? Like inhaling the oxygen and exhaling the carbon dioxide, 'di ba? Kailangan din natin siya. Kailangan din ng food selection, 'di ba, sa mga animals sa wild, like yung mga food selections nila, they're using their nose, 'di ba? Tayo din minsan 'pag panis na yung pagkain, amoyin natin yung pagkain. Panis na ba ito? 'Di ba? So ganun. We're using that. Now, we have the olfactory receptor cells. No, the other molecules bind to specific receptors on the olfactory receptor cells located in olfactory epithelium. Yan. So ito yung odorant molecule. Let's say this is the odorant molecule. And then we have here, parang meron dyan na tatlo, yung parang may tatlo dyan. Ay, tatlo ba yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pala, 5. Tapos, pag zinom natin yan, ito siya. Meron siyang olfactory receptor cells, glomerulus, olfactory bulb neuron, olfactory cortex. Kasi yan, olfactory bulb na. Okay. Now, for the olfactory receptor cells, ayun nga, sabi ko sa inyo na meron mga may specific receptors ang olfactory natin. And located siya sa olfactory epithelium. Okay. Now, yung olfactory nerve natin is when the odor molecules bind to the receptors, di ba? They trigger as signals that transmitted along with the olfactory nerve. And then the olfactory nerve is composed of bundle of axons from the olfactory cells. Now, yung olfactory bulb naman natin is, this is the nerve carry, no, a signal to the olfactory bulb, and a structure located on the base of the brain. And then this bulb is responsible for initial processing of olfactory information. Yung olfactory tract, yun yung daanan. No, after the olfactory bulb, yung daanan doon, the olfactory information is transmitted doon, no, to the olfactory tract. Now, this bundle of nerves, fiber, nakakonect siya dun sa olfactory bulb to various brain region. Okay? Now, ano yung saan siya nakakonect? Siyempre, sa primary olfactory cortex natin. Tapos yun, dun na siya, located ito sa temporal lobe ng brain natin. So, responsible siya sa perception ng odors. Doon na natin malalaman na, yung pala yung naamoy natin. Panis. Ay, sarap, mabango. Ganun. Fresh. So, yun yung olfactory natin. Olfaction. Now, so ito yung sabi ko na sensory receptors. So, dito na siya. Ito na to. Ito na talaga. Now we have the photoreceptors. The photoreceptors is visible. Ang stimulus niya, when we talk about sensory receptors and its stimulus, pag photoreceptors, di ba sinabi ko yung visible light, no? The visible and ultraviolet light. Now we have the mechanoreceptors. We have the touch and pressure, mechanical pressure against the body surface. The baroreceptors, this is the pressure changes in the fluid in that, that baths them. Yung stretching, auditory, no? Vibration or the sound or sound waves. That's mechanoreceptors. Okay. And also your balance, movement, yan. Um, some body fluid in confined space. Our chemoreceptors naman is, ayan, internal chemical sense, like yung mga substance ng carbon dioxide and oxygen na dissolved in extracellular fluid. Tas yung taste natin, substance dissolved in the saliva, yung smell, odors, that is chemoreceptors. Pag thermoreceptors naman, this is change in the temperature, like mainit, malamig, maligamgam. Sakto lang yung weather, maligamgam. Sakto lang yung weather. Now, we have the pain receptor or the nociceptor. Again, ano ba yan? Again, nakakainis. Again, pain kasi yung nasa last na nasabi ko, so parang again. Nagkaroon ako ng ano, ng ano tawag dito? Recency. Recency effect. No, the pain receptor or the nociceptors is responsible siya kapag nakakaramdam tayo ng mga pain sa skin natin, pain sa muscle, ganyan. That is, ang responsible din is the nociceptor. Nociceptor. Tapos si osmoreceptors naman, change in solute concentration of the fluid that bats them. No? So yung mga tissue damage, distortion, burns, pag napapaso tayo, o kaya may masakit sa atin, that is ang responsible basta sa pain receptors natin. Ang tawag din is nociceptors. Okay. So, I think hindi na natin tatapusin itong topic na to and we will continue next Wednesday. So, konti na lang naman, I do have the top-down processing and bottom-up, gestal approach, mga principles niya, and also, ano pa ba? The synesthesia. Okay, so yun na lang naman. So, thank you very much and have a good day. Goodbye.